Good afternoon to all. Welcome for this announcement ceremony, selection ceremony for the 2030 European Capital of Culture in a non-EU country, meaning EFTA, EEA, candidate country or potential candidate. So I would first like to thank very much the European House of History, sorry, because you are very kind to welcoming us, and we had a very good session this morning, deliberation with the jury, and now we're happy to be here. So thank you very much, Constance. And so we will have three parts. First, Constance Itzel, the director, will say a few words, and then we will have, with a video, some words of our commissioner, Glenn Mikalev. And finally, the chair of the ECOC panel, Hervoye Lorenta, who will explain everything and give you the name that you are all waiting for. So thank you very much, and that's the floor is yours.
Dear Ministers of Culture, Excellencies, dear mayors, dear representatives of the cities of Leuven and Nikšić, dear colleagues from the European Commission, dear guests. On behalf of the House of European History team, I wish you a very, very warm welcome in our house. And as you may have seen, our museum shows the history of the whole continent, not only the European Union, the whole continent, through a collection of objects, documents, and audiovisual testimonies from around Europe. Across Europe's history, cities have crystallized the characteristic dynamic of Europe, the tension between exchange and competition, between imitation and differentiation, between inclusion and exclusion, between war and peace. Due to the importance of cities in Europe, our exhibition dedicates a whole space to it, featuring views on Europe through artists' eyes. The typical characteristics of the European city appear in their paintings and drawings, its urban fabric, its geographical, social and cultural features. Market squares, town halls, churches, synagogues and mosques, cafes and operas, courts and parliaments. Cities in Europe have been hubs, meeting places and contact zones for traders, artists, philosophers, for noble religious workers and bourgeois networks. Europe's cultural heritage was shaped by the cultural transfers stimulated by these encounters. Cities were and still are both a source and a place of inspiration, hubs of innovation and cross-fertilization. Cities enhance, concentrate and express the cultural fabric of Europe. In short, cities bear with them a huge cultural capital. They deserve to be capitals of culture. We are therefore very honored that today's announcement of the Winning City 2030 of a third country is made in our house. In order not to make you wait any longer for the big announcement, I now hand over to the Commissioner, and I would like to thank you wholeheartedly for having chosen our house for this important event. Good luck to both bidders.
It is such an honor to join you to celebrate this truly special moment. A moment that comes once every 3 years, when a non-EU city becomes a European capital of culture. And this year is even more meaningful, as we mark 40 years of the European Capitals of Culture. The European Capitals of Culture that are a symbol of unity across borders, a symbol of our shared culture, heritage and history, of what it means to be European. And in today's geopolitical context, culture is the first line of our defense. It celebrates our shared European values, it celebrates freedom, inclusion, democracy and human rights, and it strengthens our ties with our neighbors. It is a force for resilience, healing, remembrance and connection. And we must preserve it, we must protect it, and we must promote it every day. And this is what the two candidates before you today represent. Building on the European Youth Capitals of 2025, Lviv's responsibility to be project embodies this power, offering resistance, hope, solidarity, dignity, and a better future. As Julia Komchin said, it's about holding on to our humanity, even in the darkest moments. Similarly, Nikšić looks to the future, a city open to new ideas, diversity, connection, and most importantly to Europe, recognizing the transformative power of culture and blending heritage with modernity, reminding one winner. But both cities have already succeeded, fostering new friendships, building stronger ties with EU member states, and showcasing the shared spirit of Europe's cultural capitals. Going forward, I hope that this experience will lay the groundwork of cultural collaboration and exchange between Lviv, Nikšić, and other cities across Europe, so that we can build a stronger and a more united Europe. I wish both cities the very best. Congratulations to the winner, and thank you.
So, the moment we've been all waiting for. I have 10-15 pages of speech. Hope you all have time to listen to me. Dear ministers, excellencies, hosts of the House of European History, members of the European Commissioner, city mayors, teams of the candidate cities, and guests. On behalf of the entire ECOC panel, Vice Chair Mrs. Elsa Christensen-Rajapovic and I are honored to bring you to the announcement of the final assessment results for the two cities competing for the 2030 European Capital of Culture on behalf of EFTA EEA countries, candidate countries, and potential candidates for EU membership as a part of my role of chair for this competition. This title brings a significant artistic and cultural value to the winning city, but it must also resonate strongly across Europe and beyond. At the core of every European Capital of Culture lies a specially designed, high-standard and innovative cultural and artistic program. This program should celebrate the richness and diversity of European cultures and foster deeper mutual understanding among European citizens and cities, just as it has done in many cities across Europe over the past 40 years, since this initiative was launched by the great Melina Mercouri in 1985. The European Capital of Culture panel consisted of 9 independent experts from 9 countries, all nominated by different EU institutions. In the last 11 months, from pre-selection to today, we have been on a unique journey from Ukraine to Montenegro, which allowed us to discover the identities, strengths, challenges, and ambitions of the cities of Lviv and Nikšić, as well as their respective countries. We carefully read the bid books, listened with great interest to the city presentations, and yesterday held detailed discussions. 4 panel members, 2 for each city, also visited Lviv and Nikšić virtually. Even though the visits were organized online, it provided us with valuable context and an opportunity to get to know the cities even better. Our task as a panel was to evaluate the bids against the 2 objectives of the ECOC action, which are to safeguard and promote the diversity of cultures in Europe and to highlight the common features they share, as well as to increase citizens' sense of belonging to a common cultural area. And B, to foster the contribution of culture to the long-term development of cities in accordance with the respective strategies and priorities, and 6 criteria, which are contribution to the long-term strategy, cultural and artistic content, European dimension, outreach, management, and capacity to deliver. Based on these 6 criteria, and in line with the objectives of the European Capital of Culture action, we have reached the decision. It was not an easy one. This was exceptionally hard decision for us. For me personally, the hardest in my 4-year working in a panel. Both cities have presented, with great passion and commitment, strong and ambitious programs that will bring great value both to their communities and to Europe as a whole. Dear Team Lviv and Team Nikšić, since the pre-selection, you have worked tirelessly to strengthen your proposals and refine your vision. Your professionalism, commitment, and passion for culture have impressed us deeply. It has been fascinating and insightful to learn about your dreams and ambitions, about the history, cultural heritage, and characteristics of your cities, countries, and your people, about your concerns, the challenges and strengths, and about the similarities and differences between cities and regions in Europe. We know that you have invested a lot in this candidacy, and for sure there have been long and intensive working days and many emotional moments of joy and frustration. In the past years of preparing first your pre-selection bid, and followed by the very intense months of preparing your final bid, along with preparing a presentation and a virtual city visit, you have had countless interactions and intense discussions with your local and regional communities, the cultural, creative and other sectors, your political levels, international partners and networks. As you know, this is the competition and there can be only one winner. But we saw clearly in both bids that the journey you have set out on will continue. You have started a movement, a change of mindset for your city and region. Your candidacies have built a very solid foundation for continuous sustainable development of your cities with arts, culture and creativity at heart. Grab this unique opportunity to keep up the momentum you have built so solidly over past years. Dear mayors and teams, on behalf of the panel, I wish to thank and congratulate you all for your dedication, ambition, and courage throughout this journey. Even though only one city can hold the title in 2030, both of you can take pride in the work you have accomplished. We strongly encourage both shortlisted cities to foster the strong cooperation regardless who wins the title. And it's the last page now. I would also like to thank the European Commission for organizing and hosting our meetings this week and for your ongoing support, and the House of European History for welcoming us in this beautiful venue. Finally, my warmest thanks go to my fellow panel members for their dedication, expertise, and hard work throughout this demanding process. Our role continues. We will now produce a final report with a detailed evaluation of the bids. This will be published at the end of November on the website of the European Commission. But now we have reached the moment you've all been waiting for. Without further delay, I am delighted to announce that the panel has selected the following city to be the European Capital of Culture on behalf of EFTA EEA countries, candidate countries, and potential countries for EU membership in 2030. Just a second more. We have an envelope. And the city is Nikšić. Thank you a lot, and congratulations to all of you.
Thank you.